Don't like the whole review thing. We'll just say an overview. This is my wife's car. It's a 2015 Explorer. We got married in 2012. And the first thing I did was get her out of her shitbox Toyota Yaris. And she got a Ford Escape. The reason we didn't get an Explorer is because they didn't make them in 2012. Anyway, about a year later, the seal around her back window was taking in a little dust and water. And I guess there was a recall on that on them Escapes. No big deal. Took it into Ford and they replaced it with a lot heavier duty seal. But anyway, when we were in there, we test drove one of these and I was instantly pissed. Wanted the capability to pull a small stock trailer. One we got to about 1.5 tons. It's about 3,000 pounds, give or take. I don't know for sure. But the Ford Escape is rated to pull 3,000 pounds. Can it do it? Yeah. Not comfortably. We also looked at an Edge that year, and the Edge actually had the same towing capacity as the Escape, and the Escape had a 3 point... man, I can't remember. I'll put in the annotations or whatever. But it was a good car. It had plenty of power for what it was, and it was just a 2-wheel drive. But we drove it through all sorts of snow, put good tires on it, and hell, it got around just fine. We wanted something a little bigger. That way, we could pull a small stock trailer instead of using my truck, which I'll get to that later. So anyway, we went to a pickup, an F-150 in 2000. It doesn't matter. Well, for reasons that are unimportant in this video, she wanted to downsize a little bit. So we looked at these Explorers. The one we had when my Escape was in the shop was an XLT, and if you can't tell by my name, that's good enough for me. But she kind of wanted some fancier stuff. Now, I'm a pickup guy. I've been driving a truck since I was in high school in the mid-90s. I've had a few cars here and there, but I am a staunch truck guy. Just always have been. I have the use for them. Pretty much have my whole adult life. But I still like all cars. I like cars. I like SUVs. You know, as long as it's a good car, a good vehicle. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of the things on here and what I think about it. Under the hood, I can't speak for every single model year of this new generation of Explorer. There could be some differences, but they're pretty much the same as far as I know. Well, the newer ones, of course, they have a different front end and they look a little different. But I'm pretty sure through all the years of them, the engine choices are similar, if not exactly the same. So we'll start from there. This is a 3.5 V6. Plenty of power. EcoBoost, of course, is going to have a couple turbos on it. It's a very expensive option. Hey, never hurts to have more power. If this was my vehicle, I probably would have got it. But, you know, this thing gets plenty of power, like I said. It's all-wheel drive. Easily gets over 20 miles a gallon on average. A lot of these, if not all, I know most of them have the Class 4 receiver hitch package, which, if you'll see down here, it's covered up by this. That's what I thought was weird, because I just figured it didn't have a hitch on it, because we had to put a receiver on the Escape. It didn't even have one on it. And when you get them from the factory, you couldn't get a Class 4, at least not 2012. So we had a Class 4 put on it. I'm not going to take this off. You know what? I guess I could. Ford started this in the late 90s or early 2000s. I don't know. When they went to the 7-round and a 4-flat both, which is freaking genius. 5-round is kind of a thing of the past. 7-round definitely is better and replaced it. But to have both, because those adapters, oh man, I've been pulling trailers for years and I've had pretty bad luck with those adapters. Some of them are fine. I think most all of them are made by like Hoppy or something. But it's better just to have it this way. That's one thing I don't like about my new truck. Not the only thing I don't like about it. It doesn't have this since it's a cabin chassis. Before I get back to the engines, another thing is this doesn't open, which I like. Like the Escape. It opened and that's where it leaked. And it's really pointless. Nobody just opens this up and puts something in. It's better just to have a whole lift gate. Got the 3.5 EcoBoost. Both hold 6 quarts of oil. This is a 2015. I think I mentioned that. 520. I'm not sure if the new ones went to 30 weight oil or not. I know they didn't like the pickups, but I can't speak for these. It doesn't really matter. Most people don't change their own oil anyway. Then you have a smaller EcoBoost. This is just like a 4-cylinder. Benefits over a V6, over a 4-cylinder. Generally speaking, the more cylinders you have, the smoother running the engine. 4 cylinders kind of run rough. So these, I was looking at a 4-cylinder versus a 6 in that Escape, and we test drove a 4-cylinder, and yeah, it definitely rattled a lot more, and just 4-bangers suck anyway, which I'm not a big fan of V6s, but whatever, better than a 4-banger. This is a limited. Pardon the filth. But here's what you'll be looking at in terms of gauges. One real gauge, and then the others are fake, or I mean, like computer generated. You could change over here to display. Yeah, I know the engine's on. Oh my god, what's this crap? Over here. Got a fuel economy. I'm not gonna go through all that, but just saying. Then you can change this over here to navigation, whatever radio station you're on, blah, blah, blah. The lights, or the ambiance, whatever you like to call it, you could change the colors. Do that all through the touch screen. This is the only vehicle I've ever got an extended warranty on. I've noticed that Fords really don't need a warranty. At least in my experience. I maintain my vehicles, I don't trash them. And pretty much anything you take care of is going to treat you right. Barring some things that just came out of the box bad. And all the companies have had that happen to them once or twice, or 3 or 4 times, some more than others. Push button engine start, which I don't care for. Kind of old school. And you got the key fob you got to have on you. This isn't, none of this shit's exclusive to the Explorer. So there's that. There's options on your seats. Bucket seats in the front. Might as well shut that off. Some have bench. We got the second row buckets with the heated seats. Not too many vehicles have heated rear seats. This one does. Open this up. The old power lift gate, which seems to be SOP. 3rd row seating has to power all this. To go to stow, I've got it sitting up right now because I got this donut out, and I'm in the process of getting a tire repaired. Does all that and it lays flat. WeatherTech makes a nice mat for this, which my wife didn't think we needed. Sure the hell could have used it yesterday when I had this flat. It was snowy and icy. But it ain't that big a deal. We very rarely have anybody that rides back there. I guess when we had it up in Colorado we did. So yep, there's that. And we close this. Speaking of Colorado, I drove this bad boy to the top of Pike's Peak. Maybe I'll show you a picture of that if I can. I don't know if I can get it from my phone to my computer or not. So, I like it. Got a good smooth ride. Like I said, plenty of power. I pulled a boat with this, or pontoon, not very far. Just kind of around the yard, around the horn. Don't know how it would operate. This is rated at 5,000 pounds over the edge. And the Escape a ton over them. I'm guessing the EcoBoost might give you more, but probably not much more because I don't think they put any bigger brakes or anything on it. If you're new to this, and maybe you're upgrading to a bigger SUV or from a minivan, and you might invest in a trailer, I'm going to have a video about that later, about what to do for new people pulling trailers. But anyway, this is nice. Your fuse box, there's probably more than one in it. I'm not sure. I know like my Super Duty has one by the passenger side kick panel and one under the hood. Pulling a lot of trailers, you're going to be familiar with that. Typical Ford, top post battery, battery unobstructed. Love it. Unlike General Motors, which likes to hide theirs and put, I don't know, degas bottles or windshield wiper fluid bottles over them to make it hard to access. Like I had a Buick Riviera, goddamn battery was underneath the back seat. Around those same years, Oldsmobile Auroras, the battery was like, you had to take a tire off to get to them. It's just stupid. I don't know why they do that. Plus side terminals, you know how I hate those. Air filters, pretty easy access. These are kind of a pain in the butt. All factory ones are kind of a pain in the butt, but at least you're unobstructed. Engine cover, if you like to take it off, just these two little deals like to take the receiver hitch cover off. Dipstick's kind of screwy, not a lot of room there. Tends to rub on that, which is, I mean, you get a little dirt on it. If this is my car, this engine bay would be a lot cleaner. But the wife usually just runs it to an automatic. She doesn't do the engine cleaning process. Yeah, waiting on tire repair. Had it in the shop. Figured I'd make a video. Highly recommend if you guys are in the market for a bigger but not full-size SUV. We've had this for, I believe, about a year. Our good friends that moved to Topeka have one, and they are also very happy with it. They had some trouble with the heated and cooled seats, if you will. I believe it was the passenger they had trouble with. Extended warranty, like I was saying. Oh, I didn't get to that. All the electronics and shit in this are why I got the extended warranty. Just the touchscreen alone, I can't remember what the hell they said that cost. But, you know me, XLT, I don't have this fancy stuff, so I'm not used to it, so I figured I'd get that covered. As far as the drivetrain and the car itself, the warranty, I am not worried about. I properly maintain my vehicles. I use good stuff. Right now I'm running full synthetic mobile. I'm going to go back to Motorcraft, synthetic blend. Because I'm going to change oil at 5,000 miles no matter what. So, this thing, I mean, we live on dirt roads and stuff, but it usually just goes to town where it hits pavement. It ain't like it's a farm truck. There's that. Any questions, comments? Leave them in the comment section. 20-inch wheels, I believe, are the only size wheels you can get on these. I know there's several different rim styles. I like the 5-spoke better than these, but whatever. Typical SUV. One of the several things I don't like about SUVs, you cannot keep the back of them clean. Or it went dead when I was making my series of little videos that I'm going to make into one video. And I don't know if for sure or not a certain part got cut out. But I drove this up to Pike's Peak last, August, when we took a little vacation. And I think on the way down Pike's Peak, by the way, the thing handled just fine, blah, blah. Most cars will. But on the way down, I think I hit the brakes maybe, excluding the hairpin turns, maybe, I don't know, a handful of times. And that's a long way down. Here is the all-wheel drives. I'm from the old school. 2-wheel high, 4 high, 4 low. This is normal all-wheel drive. I don't know what it says. Snow and sand and snow and something else. I don't even know the gist of that, so I'm not even going to try to talk about it. The owner's manual, I'm sure, says. But this is your downhill descent, and it really, really does a good job. Or you can switch to manual on your shifter and you keep it in a certain gear, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was about 2,400 RPM. It wouldn't let you go above. So coming down the hill, I mean, the mountain was excellent. And then a friend of mine I met up with, they're from Minnesota, they had to put a new set of brakes on their minivan from driving the mountains from basically not knowing how. But I'm sure their van did not have this feature. So there's something else. I didn't want to leave out. So that should be it. Really like it. We got fold-in mirrors that are here, which don't make a lot of sense on these little baby mirrors. Make more sense on a big pickup. You got all the hoopla and bullshit that Ford has in their fancy vehicles now. But I'd say the things I liked about it most are the downgrade option there. I can't remember what it. Let me push it and see what they call it. Hill descent control. Okay, that's what it is. That way I'm not sounding like a total idiot. Between that and the fact that you could change the color of the ambiance, that's what I like the best. So anyway, thank you.